Welcome everybody to another episode of the Providence Lucha Talk. I am Jay Aguila,
This is Lucito.
and we're in a brand new settings. Feel different, feel comfortable.
I know. Now we could lounge a little bit, be more,
Yes,
I think it will also like not improve the flow, but it's just like it's Providence Lucha Talk, and we're just talking and more.
the
chill.
table was great. I'm going to be honest with you, but I feel like what's more grateful is just like, I don't have to lean forward and I just, like you said, just relax.
And I feel like if we bring the table, it could be like that could be the debate table. So if we bring, with Frank or whomever, whichever guest, that could be that instead of a hot seat, the hot table. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. But the aura, the lights, we're figuring out one step at a time. So there should be nice visual for you guys. As you guys know, please be sure to follow us on all of our social media. Please be sure to follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, as well Twitter, Providence Lucha Talk, as well as your favorite podcast media app, wherever you listen to your podcast. So let's begin. I would like to start talking about
AEW, WWE,
CM Punk.
Okay.
So rumors, as you guys know, or reports, I should say, have been stating that there is a chance that once CM Punk go through his, actually the what's it called again? The suspension expired,
and also the buyout potential.
The buyout is also potentially done. There is a possibility that Mr. Paul Levesty, a.k.a. Triple H, a.k.a. the King of Game, the Cerebral Assassin, may be interested in acquiring CM Punk for the roster.
It's a good, it is a financial good move.
How is it a financial good move?
You're taking something that the other team wants. So basically, CM Punk wasn't all and be all for AEW, but that was one of their main pieces. So you took Cody already, and Cody was like not CFO, but basically behind closed door person, and basically the right hand man of basically Tony Khan,
vice president.
And now you take CM Punk. It's like you're taking little by little, you're just dismantling AEW. It's similar. It's kind of, I feel like AEW WWE's taking not a copy and paste of what happened with WCW and WWE, but like how people started going over to the other show for when you have Kevin Nash, and basically like the click went over, and you have Alonzo Brace and stuff. So now you kind of now it's like the history is like done in their favor. So it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be pretty good. I don't know. I think CM Punk is gonna be good for the show for them. I don't know where he's gonna fit, but I think it's gonna be I think that's a good acquisition. They're gonna sell stuff, merchants. They're gonna sell. People will buy it.
To me, CM Punk is more of a cancer than a solution. You're gonna get a pop.
Yeah.
Wherever he goes, you're gonna get a pop.
Mm-hmm.
But how long does this pop last? How long is this vibe last? So far in AEW, it's been less than 6 months. He hasn't even completed a full year with this brand, and he's already it looked like he's already out the window. You know what I'm saying?
But they gave him too much. That's the thing. In WWE, he didn't have enough freedom, and AEW they gave him too much freedom.
The freedom is not the problem.
But when he was in ECW, there was no issue in ECW.
So I don't have problem with his freedom. Like the way how he expressed himself, it's not my problem. My problem is he just doesn't have that consistency of understanding that there are moments that's not really much about you. It should be about the person in front of you. Like the way how you approach the business in AEW, saying like it's not going to be focused on me. It's going to be focused on the talent and stuff. Like if you would have kept that mantra throughout your 6 month, we would have been saying, I can't wait until he become TNT champion or trio champion or whatever champion. You know what I'm saying? Even AEW, like, let's say he became the AEW champion, right? But continue with that same mindset. I feel deep down in my heart, things would have been different for him.
I think because I think since he's been out of the industry for a while,
Okay.
and he wasn't part of the clique of WWE, AEW, I feel like I don't know. At this moment, he probably was everything me. But I feel like if he was more involved, not behind closed doors, but like basically the Young Bucks and Omega it's running behind closed doors. So I feel like since he felt like he was, I don't know if he was promised to be more involved, but I feel like his involvement hasn't been like, I don't know. That's why he probably went me. Because Daniel Bryan came at the same time. He promised like, oh, I'm gonna work with XYZ, and he's been keeping his promise. But he kept his side.
I don't have a problem with Bryan Danielson.
Yeah,
like Bryan Danielson so far have not even approached the heavyweight champion of AEW. The most he came close to was the Ring of Honor championship. The closest, the pure championship as well.
And he had the tournament, but he lost in the tournament.
And he lost the tournament.
Yeah.
But he's still willing to work with other talent. You know what I'm saying? Because he understands even though I am in my prime, as we spoke upon a few episodes past, he still is willing to just know, like, all right, I make my move now or I make my move later. You know what I'm saying? He pick and choose his battle. CM Punk to me is just like to me, I felt like he want that instant gratification, or once he heard the announcement that Vince is no longer running WWE,
he probably want to jump ship, and
then he was like, okay, I'm cool with Paul, I'm cool with Stephanie, I still have friends in WWE that will love to continue working with me, my buddy Kingston, Kofi Kingston, and so on and so on. Like, the list is long for him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as soon as he saw that WWE was going in a new direction with Triple H, then he was like, okay, I gotta get the F out.
But I feel like he's not needed WWE. But I feel I feel like they're gonna take him just so the other place, not to spite AEW, but kind of to spite them. And I feel also money wise, it's a good financial move because it's like the return on investment of, doesn't matter all the headache and stuff. They could extract as much or kind of return investment on everything, like marketing, commercials, everything, and they're gonna get it. So basically, the stuff that AEW could have gotten or should have gotten done, the WWE could get it. And
I personally,
he's gonna kind of double dip because he's gonna get a buyout for his contract, so he's gonna get eventually whatever that money stuff. But he's gonna get his money, and then if he ends up going to WWE, he's gonna get that money too.
Saying he's pulling a Kanye on us?
Yeah. Maybe Kanye got it from him, you know? I'd see him Punk move.
I don't like that. That's I'm glad he already got the repercussion of like not being on TV and people not mention him as often than usual. But knowing that he might get away with a big payout and then get a bigger payout from WWE or maybe New Japan, I don't know.
Whoever. NWA could pick him up. I don't know if they could afford it, but
no.
Because I know NWA, they mentioned that they want to, they're in talks with either AEW or WWE to see if there could be a developmental brand for either one, which would be a good move for AEW and WWE.
If that's the case, but isn't the Kingdom came out of Impact or they came out of NWA?
They came out of Ring of Honor.
Okay, so that's right. That's in the business. That's in the family.
But they went. So basically, the word Ring of Honor, they went to NWA because there was no Ring of Honor. Then they went back to then there was a part of New Japan, but they're basically Ring of Honor like OGs.
So they're in the family. They're in the,
even though there were talks of them going to WWE. No, they wanted Matt Taven to go to WWE.
According to Wrestling Talk, shout out to Wrestling Talk, they signed a multi-year contract with the AEW family brand. So I don't think they're really going anywhere. Yeah. Personally, I don't think so, but I am happy that they're being pushed in a sense. The TNT jump a little bit too soon for my taste. I'm going to be honest with you, because I thought that I would see more ring action for at least a month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they have
4 weeks of you going toe to toe, like building, like one is a jobber, then someone from Dark Elevation, and then.
But they have. I feel like they have some cachet in the Indies or Ring of Honor history. So I feel like they could bypass that stuff, especially them as a team, or even in the because Matt Taven used to be Ring of Honor champion. Then they were trios and also part of the Kingdom, which could possibly be part. They're missing one person part of the Kingdom, and Adam Cole was part of that faction before he became Undisputed Era. Or Undisputed Lee, or whichever before the was for O'Reilly. Yeah.
Era.
So Adam Cole could also so now Adam Cole has 3 options: basic Bullet Club, Undisputed Era, and the Kingdom. I think the best route for now it's the Kingdom because O'Reilly's injured and Fish is out, and the Bullet Club I think he's not going to go over there. So that's his best ally at the moment because the Bucks are not with them.
The Bucks is now with Adam Cole. Personally, I believe that we should see Adam Cole hopefully not in Full Gear, which is in November. I think we should be seeing him for the January pay-per-view. The timing has to be perfect for this. Kingdom to me is that if let's say best in your case he does join the Kingdom, it will definitely give him the proper push or reset. You know what I'm saying?
And he will have some backing too.
And he's gonna have some better backing because the Red Dragons was good.
Yeah.
I felt like it could have been a little
and
bit
it's
better.
just injury. They were just too injured. So one of them it's injured, so I don't think he's gonna come back.
Kingdom, yeah, if that's the case, like if he joined Bullet Club, that's fine. He could be the American ambassador. If he joins the Elite again, that's fine. You know, him and Kenny could bring up a good beef. Kingdom, I feel like it will just give him the right reset for him to go after MJF when he wins the championship. Yeah. Adam Cole is definitely a good contender for the belt. Personally, I mean, like he could work with Bryan Danielson, but I don't think Bryan Danielson is going to get that opportunity at the moment. Yeah. Adam Cole, though, I kind of liking it.
Yeah. And MJF being a potential, hopefully he wins it, but potential AEW champion. I feel like I mentioned last week, it opens up for everybody because I feel like I'm not saying Moxley is untouchable, but like at the moment he's been beating everybody left and right. So I feel like with MJF, he has beef with the people that he beefed before when he was a heel, and now he's a baby face. Maybe not. I think he has 2 options. Any way that he plays it, he's a genius. Because if he planned that attack on Wednesday and it was like, all right, I don't want you guys touching him, but you guys attack me. And like at the end of the day, kind of do like a Joker thing, and like, yes, I planned this all since day one.
What, take a table from Cass XL like that?
But you know what I'm saying? Like so imagine so one option could be that he like played everybody, and he's like everybody thinks that he's a babyface, but not really. He just played everybody to be like look like a babyface, or it could be a potential turn, and it's this was a good way for him to be a babyface and move over. But either way, it's like the thing that happened yesterday to him was great because it makes everybody believe that he's doesn't want basically max at 100, and he wants to do the right thing at the right time. So it was good acting when he was in the ramp, and it was just a good finale. I don't know how Full Gear is going to take effect, and also helps the people in the firm because it makes everybody look strong as a group.
It does. The greatest trick the devil ever done was telling the world he never existed.
To imagine he tells everybody he's a good guy, but he's not really a good guy. He's still the same old MJF since day one.
I would like MJ just be mutual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not a good guy. He's not a bad
like an
guy.
anti-hero.
He's just a person who's there making his money, saying F you when he ever won, bully the audience, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like having fun. That's the MJF I would love to continue seeing and producing. Babyface MJF, I don't really.
Because I forgot who told him. I don't know if it was.
I don't like that idea.
I know he had some. I don't know if it was.
You really like the idea of babyface MJF?
I think there was the interview. I don't know if it was Barstool. Somebody interviewed Jericho, and Jericho had a conversation with him that he was like, what you made it when everybody hates you, and everybody hates you so much that they like you, which is happening to him right now. Everybody hated him so much that when he stepped away and came back, everybody's like in love with him again.
I mean, I was the same way with Roman Reigns, but he kind of overdid it with the Tribal Chief for me. But when Roman Reigns started to work solo, like in 2015, 2016, that push, even though he was not much of a talker, it was pretty cool seeing him as the underdog because he couldn't beat Demon Finn Balor to become the first Universal Champion or during the tournament. He couldn't, beat Brock Lesnar. He couldn't, he was stopped by Seth Rollins, who was the more idealist, perfectionist wrestler that the business was able to produce. So that Roman Reigns, I was behind because I hated him at first, but then I started to grow to like him while he was in that underdog thing. MJF, I don't like the idea of a babyface because it to me is like he'll be like an average superhero. Listen to what an average superhero, when superheroes are supposed to be above everybody else. He'll be an average superhero. Well, by that I'm saying like he'll be like a Batman or Robin. You know what I'm saying? They know how to talk. They know how to finesse. They know how to move and shit. But then it's just like, oh yeah, we're expecting you to do the. No, I don't like that. I'd rather him to be like, I'm not gonna be as cruel as I was, but I'm not gonna be as nice as I'm pretending to be because. To me, he kind of gonna lose. To me, I think he lose that type of Jennifer Sequoia. He lose that certain type of aura that people are currently attracted to of how great he is in the promo.
But I feel it also gives him a human side, like a personable.
Forget the human. No,
but I'm saying like it makes him more personable.
You call yourself the devil. You know what I'm saying? If you call yourself Lucifer himself. Lucifer is not going to be pretending to be human. He's also going to have his fun in the background too. You know what I'm saying? We still don't know. We haven't seen the payout of everything that's happening. I'm hoping the payout is like he still continue being a mischief, a good mischief motherfucker. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping he continue
because I feel like this was like day one of the grand scheme. Basically, him coming back. That was day one. The basically him returning.
Yep.
This is another phase of like, okay, he got attacked by his people. Did he plan this on the background or was this for real? Like, so I guess we have to see the payout. I guess maybe after Full Gear, maybe I don't know, All Out, whatever. But I think he got a long-term plan for what he's doing.
The payout for me, or I'm predicting, is that he's going to get the pop. He's going to show that he didn't need the people, and he's going to show that he did it his way. And as long as the message is that he did it his way without no type of help whatsoever, and if the firm, let's say, do interfere or try to ruin this type of momentum, then it's up to him to become like the anti-hero and be like, I don't mess with you, but I gotta mess all of you up for ruining my moment. True. He has to be like a Punisher, the Punisher type person. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't give an F, doesn't care what's right or wrong, just doing what he believes needs to get done and is payback. I got to get paid back. If the firm does take away that momentum away from him, if they don't take the away, he's going to get the pop and the message is I did it my way.
Because I feel like that the firm attacking him, it helped W. Morrissey,
Morrison,
and also Ethan Page.
Okay,
it made Ethan Page like I don't know. I knew of him and I liked him, but I feel like him attack like he showed us a different side of him. So I feel like it made him a serious player in this grand scheme of things. So potentially they could get title picture or whatever, but it'd be a good thing for them.
Okay. So talking about, let's switch to the other side. It turns out it seems to be that we're not going to be seeing Choppa for a bit due to hip injury. We're also not going to see freaking Jamar Chase from the Bengals for 4 to 6 weeks, also hip injury. What's going on with these hip injuries?
They gotta do the Dak move, that Zach,
Oh my
the little
God.
salsa dance.
Do you think Choppa is going to be a good add-on, or is he going to be that miss, or do you feel like it's like he's unlucky insofar in his career?
I feel he went to WWE a little too late. I feel
Like the Raw roster, then
no. I feel
NXT?
like it's just bad timing because when he was DIY. I'm not saying they should have moved them over at the same time when FDR went over, but like around that time. And I feel like they could have continued those stories. I don't know if they would have been able to do the story with Sam and Gargano and stuff, but I feel like he used his prime in NXT. So now, basically, he's, instead of cashing out his dividends of like him giving your all in NXT, now he's paying for his age in the main roster. And I feel like I personally don't miss him. I know of him and I've seen the Miz. I'm like, oh, somebody's missing. Wow. And the Miz also like highlighted that he's like, oh, this is for you, and like he's still part of the story. But I feel like when he returns, I hope he has the same pop as he did in NXT, and I don't think it's gonna be the same. I don't feel like he has that much impact in the main roster that he had as NXT.
No, because in NXT, his reputation is so
he was the NXT brand.
Solidified. It's not going to be. It can be tainted by anything he does in Raw. That is its own lane. I believe he's a little bit unlucky. Because working with the Miz, we saw the result of the Logan Paul. Yep. Logan Paul was able to now have a match with Roman Reigns because the Prince, of course, want to see this type of matchup. But, the result was like Logan Paul can do it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Ciampa was also in that same path. But, again, injury is a
And he got not destroyed by Lashley, but he had no chance against Lashley.
Nobody had a chance against Lashley.
But I would say
Lashley was destroying every.
I would say
if he didn't weigh up 235 or more pounds to go toe to toe with him, or if you were like nearly his height, there's no way in hell you was gonna give like a hell of performance. But I will say destroyed.
Ciampa's not only way back to the main roster, but he still has one ace up his sleeve. He could still. The story for DIY, he could always come back with them. And he's basically, as long as Gargano is in the main roster, he still has a way in. Because it'd be weird to create a story out of nowhere for him.
Not even the Miz? The Miz is not a ticket?
It's already was used. I feel like it's tough when they bring people back, attach them twice with the Miz. They don't get the same pop or reaction. Remember when there was the B team? They went on their own, they went back to the Miz, and they went back. Like I feel like you have to get like the superstar rub and take off from there rather than it's tough to like.
John Morrison came back and he was attached to Miz. Didn't get the single push, but they worked out pretty well.
Yeah, but he was more of a he didn't get propelled. As soon as when they first worked together, they split. Then he became an IC title. He was a WWE contender when he came back, and it just they were He was a cap to what he could do. Because basically, the Miz is such a gravity pull. He doesn't absorb all the energy and superstardom, but it's just you have to learn what you can, then get away. If you go back to him and it's just you're kind of stuck. You will be a henchman or a comedy thing, and Gargano doesn't. Ciampa doesn't deserve that. Because it'd be a good mid-carder, US or Intercontinental, but it's he needs to do it on his own or with his people again. Basically, go through the tag team division and just move from that way.
I hear you. Yeah. I'm processing what you're saying to me. I just
because I feel like he didn't even have that much of a pop and not impact, but it's just
The pop was never there.
Yeah, so I don't think him coming back
because the pop wasn't there because it wasn't pushed for a pop. It was pushed to let the world know that, hey, we're bringing these people from NXT into Raw, into SmackDown. Raquel didn't get a crazy pop. Aaliyah didn't get a crazy pop. You know what I'm saying? Toxic Attraction, even though they were a last minute add-on or quote unquote a replacement to Stark and Lions, they didn't get, you know what I'm saying? So it was not meant for them to get a pop.
The only thing stuff, it's like
the one person who got a pop, Johnny Gargano, his wife got a pop. You know what I'm saying? Dexter Lumis, he got his pop.
Even theory that he got pushed down our throat, he still got a pop.
Oh my God, that's...
And I was reading somewhere that there's reports of him, they're trying to make a story for him to be the longest holder of the Money in the Bank.
It's only till WrestleMania.
Yeah, so I think they're trying to make a story for him, a program that he holds it until... No, it's until the next Money in the Bank, not until WrestleMania.
It's still
next year. So he wanted Money in the Bank until the next Money in the Bank.
Yes.
So I think they're gonna try
after WrestleMania.
So I think they're gonna make him hold the Money in the Bank until the next Money in the Bank, and they're gonna be like, oh, there's 2 hours until this has a cash in, 90 minutes until this cashes in, 30 minutes until... I think they're gonna make until the last second, then he cash it in against whomever. I think because everybody, there's people, whoever's the quickest money cash in the bank, or the first person that cashed it and lost it, or the statistics, at least he'll be in the record books as the longest reigning Money in the Bank person, because he's the youngest Money in the Bank. He's, I think, the youngest U.S. champion. So I think they're trying to book him certain ways to put him in history, and that would be, and it also fits his character as him holding the title of the Money in the Bank until next year.
Okay, so Money in the Bank was July 2nd, 2022. Okay. Next year,
I think they might maybe move things around because I know they're getting rid of a couple.
There's ideally Money in the Bank will be around the month of July.
So he got time. It's a year.
WrestleMania is around April, so we're seeing that after WrestleMania, he's not going to cash in. It's going to look like he's going to cash in, but he's not going to cash in. He might get interfered like it happened with the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns story, that they push him aside.
Because he kind of showed that he was interested in the NXT one, but he didn't cash it in how we have it.
He also tried to cash it during the Clash of Castle too, right?
Yes, because I think Solo Sikoa... they didn't, because Solo Sikoa interrupted. But he didn't. He didn't show. He didn't show. No, he didn't show up.
Okay, I thought.
Yeah, that's what Solo Sikoa's debut. But and he showed up in NXT, be like, I got this, kind of showing that he has some. He basically wants to be a champion. So there's somebody if it's NXT, SmackDown, Raw. He's
already been U.S. champion,
but he hasn't been the face of a brand.
I mean, then win a freaking roster. Well, again, that's the story. You said, there's a story behind this.
Because it'll be the long, nobody could take that from him, and I don't think that could be repeated again.
I hope not.
So he'd be the only one to, the youngest U.S. and the youngest Money in the Bank and the longest reigning Money in the Bank person in history, which would be good for his resume.
I mean, that's a nice way for you to get inducted to the Hall of Fame, I guess.
I don't think he's Hall of Fame worthy yet, but those are good accolades.
To build his resume, though,
but I'm
not saying he is currently worthy for, but
those are good accolades.
Yeah, a nice Okay, damn. Theory, God,
because from here to 6 months, basically, let's say 9 months, anything could change. Roman cannot be, he.
So what if your hypothesis is interrupted? What if he cashed it in during a NXT heavyweight match, or Roman is vulnerable, no one is there to back him out, and he's ready to be? It happened in day one.
I did not do it day one. They're not doing day one, and they're not doing. They taking out Hell in a Cell.
Oh, that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, but they're taking those two out, so I don't think that's day one. There might be holiday shows, but not. They took out day one.
Survivor Series, Royal Rumble,
Mania.
Roman is vulnerable by himself.
But I
wounded.
Yeah. I don't think he has. He could do whatever he wants because it's Money in the Bank. But I don't think he has the same cachet as Seth Rollins did for WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Like he.
No, that's
one of the,
That's
so I don't think he has the like he could. I don't think he got the green. Like he could still do it, whatever.
He could replicate it, but it's not going to be as impactful.
But I feel the best thing for him is just to hold it little until the last second to like just there's a timer to be like, oh, like he takes selfies, like have a timer like theory time, just to be like
100 days left.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that idea. I'm not.
At least that keeps him busy.
It keep him relevant.
Yeah.
I don't know about business.
Well, at least as an X factor, because you don't know when or what he's gonna do.
True.
Because I really was expecting him to cash it in Hell in Havoc. That would have been his best time. Because it was a triple threat. They were all going at it against each other, and that would have been a good way for Braun Breaker to like get out from NXT.
He's still champion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, NXT did a terrible job in announcing like who were the winners. Like I only knew about Mandy Rose win because
the only one that changed was the North American one
because she dedicated that match to her brother who passed away.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I knew about and Wes Lee. I knew about him.
That was good for him.
The meme about what's his name? Shawn Michael giving him that.
Yeah, and him and I think Claudio and Tony Khan.
Okay, so do you think it's relevant or is a two different type of situation? In your eye, in your honest perspective, do you think what Tony Khan approached Claudio with that hug after Claudio announced that he's going to be dedicated to the business and help out in whatever he could do and not going anywhere versus Wes Lee, who unfortunately was in a credible tag team. His partner unfortunately said some nonsense, was put aside, got a push, won the championship, and then received a big hug from one of the greatest Hall of Famer, wrestler, entertainer, Mr. WrestleMania himself, in a show of gratitude and love for his accomplishment. Yes, it sounds like I'm biased, but I just want to hear Lucy.
No, I think the Wesley one was more real, and I feel like it's kind of like a mentor, and like you take inspiration from that performer.
Okay,
the Tony Khan, it's like me at a Comic-Con hugging somebody. That's what it felt like or looked like.
It felt like the same type of hug I give to my mom when I see.
But Tony Khan,
you know when you get those.
But I feel like it wasn't
from your mom or grandma, and it's like money, and you're like, oh my god.
But I feel like it wasn't. But I feel like it wasn't from like a hug from appreciation from a owner, like when Triple H backstage hugs like the NXT performers, and they'd be like, yeah, like I'm proud of you.
Push, yeah.
I feel like this one was from like a fan hugging their like I don't know, like their new toy or their favorite wrestler. Like if it didn't feel like it was just weird.
What Tony Khan did with Claudio felt like legit. Like it was
legit for him, but it's just weird.
I don't know if it was legit for him. I just thought the way how it was presented.
But I would say like if honestly, it's kind of funny, but I like the way that he looks at his wrestlers. The next girlfriend I want her to look like me, like he does to his people. He's in love with everybody. Like I'm like good. Like you basically got the dream of a fan. You could afford to have your own company and do what you want, and you're
still in the negative when it comes to your investment on AEW. But that's here or there. Look, I agree. It's weird. Yeah. I just didn't felt like it was as. It was not as like as passionate or as real to me. It was not.
It didn't mean anything too. It was just like I don't know.
Like there was like. It was just a moment that it was like, dude, you were cast aside because of your tag team partner. You didn't know what path to go, if you was going to continue with NXT. You was relentless. You was faithful to the business. You gave them a chance. You let them build a story. You trust the process. The payout was you winning this ladder match in Halloween Havoc. And then when you go the following NXT show, and people are saying you deserve it, you really felt that shit because it's like, bro, it's like you didn't do nothing wrong, but this is our way of saying, thank you for believing in us. You know what I'm saying?
And also kind of not a token of approval or appreciation, but I feel like they threw our truth. I feel like they also threw our truth in that segment to kind of give him the thumbs up as well. Like, I feel like our truth elevated him a little bit more as a champion.
They had to.
Like, out of respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just...
I was even surprised that it was not even John Cena himself.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm surprised it was not Ciampa or Breaker or anyone who actually gave him that, like, yo, bro, like, we appreciate you for what you did, because not a lot of people would do that. Not a lot of people are willing to trust an organization to deliver a promise. Let's say there was a promise. Like, hey, this looked bad. I know you're not part of it, but you give us time, we'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And you see time after time, things are going bad. Things are not. Nobody's responding to you. We see an interview of people were saying, like, once you put aside and you're on the shelf, they don't really get in contact.
And he was losing most of his matches.
He was losing matches. He was doing job, and he was taking L's after L's after L's, and he was put aside. But it's amazing to see how cool it is when you really trust the process and it's fulfilled with like a championship. Yeah,
because even the last episode we didn't pick him at all, and I think and even the people that like I would have thought I would have picked the other three besides him, because the new guy that was there, I was like, oh, they might give him a push because he's like the new guy. Carmelo he would have been the 3-time champion. Even Von Wagner, he's like, he would have been a good story to have, but even having Wesley win the champion now, it's like it changed the pace up, especially for that, and it's a limited roster who had that championship, and it's, if you notice, I don't even know, but it's like they don't have a type for the North American. They've been every shape, size, good, bad guy. Like,
there has been more black pro wrestler holding that belt than in minorities too, because Andrade was North American champion. So there was more minorities. I know people don't like the word, but so far that is the title at the moment. Then than whites, which is,
I feel like they're making awesome. That, which is good. They're making us kind of like, as they creating the value as like the Intercontinental Championship, like the workman title for that division.
Roderick Strong was a hell of a champion.
You have Adam Cole, you have Gargano, Keith Lee, Velveteen Dream. You had Carmelo Hayes.
There a lot like
Cameron Grimes, I think.
Andrade again. Like, there's names that did great thing with the championship. So it does have that prestige, that type of respect that you get the belt, bro. You gotta bring it on. Don't try to showboat. Don't try to be like the Miz. Talk it out. You only wrestle on main events and this and that and the third. You put in the work,
which is, I think is good for that brand, because if they create value on that title,
yes, they did,
and they are basically not your best star, but your best star is your NXT champion. You creating value for NXT that could potentially be a real equal brand. So if they end up, which is a crazy thing, if they end up, when they do Superstar Shakeup, ended up swapping belts or whatever, that belt has history and prestige that it could be parallel to the IC or US. So if that goes to any, like if it ends up going to SmackDown or Raw, it has prestige, and it looks, and also the belt looks legit. It looks nice. So I think that one looks even better than the NXT one. That NXT new one, and they're selling it too. I'm like, yo, you can't be selling this. Like,
no, I called it. I said that thing looked like a freaking sticker on a black belt. It just didn't. It didn't make sense to me. It did not make sense to me whatsoever. Sonya Deville being part of NXT is pretty cool. We're supposed to be seeing formerly known as T-Bar coming back to NXT.
I thought he was going to be the fourth member. When they did the promo, I thought he was a fourth member. Then they did a little swap.
Let's talk about it.
It was good. Ava Raine, Dwayne The Rock Johnson's daughter, is the new member of Schism. Good.
Okay.
I don't think Nikki Cross would have been a good thing, but she's too elevated. Like, she's too much of a superstar for that group.
No.
But you know what I'm saying? But I like that she is in that group.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of the promos pull from like the roots and similar to like what the tribal chief is doing for like his gimmick. Sheik's, I don't think it has come around, but I feel like she could use some of those like similar like synonyms or things as like that Roman Reigns uses as this thing. And I like that she's went off on her own. This reminds me, it's a rough comparison, but like when The Rock was with the group of 4 guys, the Nation Nomination, something like that. That she could build some, like work on her stuff and build her character up, then go off on her own.
But the thing is that Ron was a heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The other members in that group were champion.
Yeah.
The Rock became a champion.
Them two, the tag team, they were NXT champions. This guy, he could be a potential champion, but he's in the mix. He's in the mix. But I feel like she's a good addition. I like that she's in a.
This is what I'm hoping.
I prefer this than her go by herself.
No, her joining the group. I think this is my comparison to what she was introduced. Her is similar to the Black Sheep to the Wyatt family. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Which is Braun. Braun didn't talk much. Braun was pure action. This beautiful being is tall. She's strong. She has a strong, generics that show that if she does go in the ring with anyone of that women division, or even part of the midweight for the men's, she'll destroy it. I would like for her to be equivalent to what Nyla Rose and Jade in AEW is doing, but in NXT. I want her to be that. I want her to be dominant. I want her to become the champion in a way that she earns the respect. Not talking. I don't want to hear. I don't need to hear promo. Please don't promo. Let your homeboy be your advocate. You know what I'm saying? You just deliver with your performance. And when that day comes that you are able to be comfortable in front of the camera and able to, be as not as smooth as your father, but like The Rock, but mostly comfortable that you're, what you say impact the listener, then you could be off and then do your own thing.
And also The Rock wasn't smooth in the beginning. He had some growing pains in the beginning.
Of course.
So I feel like, yes, she comes from pedigree. Like it's a lineage. But I like that at the moment she's going her own way. I feel like she didn't use it. Helped that her dad's The Rock and whatever. But I feel like at the moment she's just doing it on her own pace and her own time.
Like the meme of like The Rock calling like, "Yo, Triple H, what you doing with my daughter?" This and that. And it's funny. I love those memes. Hilarious. But my response to that meme is like, it was her choice. You know what I'm saying? She trusted the business to allow her to become this character and try to make it more realistic, more believable in her way. She does not need to be electrifying people champ. We don't need that right now. We're good. Well, all I will, like I said, she be dominant. She gets 10 wins in a row. She wins, a women's tag team. Let's say she has a tag team partner or just the women division by beating Minnie or Zoe Stark, whoever is that women champion at that time. I'd be like, yeah.
The only thing's going to be tough. It's like, but they got to not be picking and choosing of who they wrestle, but you got to make it look strong. But at the same time, that division's NXT women's division at the top, it's challenging because I know you had Electra Lopez, which is I applaud her. She came back and she did her thing, which is good.
But I don't think it's going to go far.
You still have Indy Hartwell, which is like she's the Natalia of NXT, basically. I don't want she's that
for her to be champion.
You still have Toxic Attraction. All 3 are good.
I thought that would be in SmackDown Live by now, but continue on.
Then you have who's another one, and you still got some. Oh, you still got Starks and Nikita Lyons. So it's a little bit crowded on the top. So she gotta start picking and choosing her battles. Or for me, I haven't seen it in the ring. I've seen I just saw. I guess I was watching NXT. I guess my phone knew that I got the video of when The Rock showed them that like during the training and stuff. He was like,
that was like a year ago.
They kind of like relived it. But I just want to see what she got in the ring.
ring wise, I'm predicting because she never been in front of like a live audience. I think there's going to be a little bit of nerve. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take her, like I said, it's going to take her a while to get comfortable. But if she could just get that W, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. As long as she get that W and it wins it with her, like her power move, I'll be okay.
Yeah. I just gotta see because when we saw,
bro, you saw the blueprint on Jade.
Yeah, but like
Jade was a nobody,
but she looked the part.
She looked apart.
For example,
she is apart because of who she's like her appearance.
For example, like now, Nia Jax, she like looked apart. Like the people like.
So Ava Raine doesn't look apart right now.
Not yet. Like she's the same size as the guys.
Are you seeing just because you've seen it done before with those names you have mentioned is like you feel like it's a rinse and repeat type of thing?
No, the rinse and repeat. For me, it's just like this is just her intro. Yesterday was on Wednesday, Tuesday NXT. It was her intro.
Okay.
I haven't seen any clips on Twitter anywhere about her training or anything. I know she's been training, and they've basically from the Rock clip until now, she's posted her social media stuff, like when she picked her name and like the progress, but I haven't seen her in ring stuff. So I cannot judge her yet on her full package of as a superstar. So I like the name. I like who she is affiliated with at the moment. I just haven't seen it put together. You know, when you make a character in the game, so you pick your entrance, you pick your name, and then you start picking your moves. I haven't seen that face yet. So when for me, it's just like I want to see.
I'm already seeing it. No. I'm already seeing that her finisher is going to be a power move. Like it's either going to be like a choke slam, power slam, somewhere around that realm to show power. I definitely see her being. I don't know how agile she's going to be, as quick as she's going to be to the bumps and the dodge and move. But I definitely see her being a powerhouse type of wrestler. You know, if she's able to do some like high risk flying move, dope. Nah. But I'll be happy if she showed power, if she could show a little bit of ground game, and she just show her how badass she is.
Do you think she's gonna have any? Give a nod to her Samoan heritage, or maybe she's trying to be away from that.
At the current moment, I don't think her character focus on the bloodline.
No, not but you know what I'm saying, like Samoa drop or rock, not the rock bottom, but basically like a rock, like moves like that, or she's maybe not be part of the repertoire.
There's a possibility. Okay. Like I could definitely see the Samoa slam. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely see her do. No, is that the finisher Samoa used as well?
The what?
Samoa's finisher is
the brain bust and the choke, the muscle buster and the choke.
No, the Samoan drop. I could definitely see.
Uranagi's the one that looks like Solo Sikoa has, basically a rock bottom, a swinging solo. No, you're doing the rock bottom.
No. I definitely see her just doing some like a nice power slam. You know, a choke slam, power slam. That's going to be her go-to for sure. Especially when you're working with these type of individuals that look mischief. You know what I'm saying? Mysterious, the dark force. You can't have like something more traditional like the Samoa slam or the Rikishi move or what the spear even. Like let that aside. You do what you do. Like I said, I could see that she's going to get a great push. It's going to take a while. I'm going to give her like 3 weeks. 3 weeks, get all that nerve out of her system performance-wise. I'm going to give her about 3 months until she could be really comfortable in the mic, and then she's going to be close or better than her father. Yeah.
Because there's people that I feel like NXT at the moment, they have not tiers of like superstars, but I feel like you have, for example, Sol Ruka is like level 1. So go against her and they knew, so you could tell if she's trained and stuff, she should pull that one off. Then move her way up, because there's people in between that like are just not jobbers, but filler matches to build up wins. So I feel like there's gonna be to a point that's the reality check, that when she goes to against like the Starks or the Indies and stuff, that like you have to get another gear. So yes, I will give her. For me, today was Wednesday, Tuesday was the intro. Mm-hmm. I just want to see her in action. Then I feel like I will have a better like opinion of what her thing. But I appreciate. I like that she came out. I didn't expect her, and it's good name, good group, and I feel like I feel a new addition to a group. That's a good addition to a group.
Like I said, if she does the similar position as Braun did with the Wyatt family, okay, I think she's going to be A-okay.
Because I really thought T-Bar was part, and when the promo outside, it shows somebody in a hoodie and a mask. So I thought it was like T-Bar, but
no.
But I wonder what T-Bar, old Dominic Dijakovic, if he gets his name back.
No, I think he's getting, no, it was said it's his old name. I just didn't know how to pronounce it. I didn't want to disrespect him like that either. Elektra, though, what was her first name again?
It's Elektra Lopez.
Elektra Lopez. Okay, no, because my first first name came was Carmen. I was
no. It's a different Elektra.
Yeah. So Elektra, I'm happy that she's getting involved. I think that's a nice opponent for.
I don't like that I could care less about her madrina thing. I was just like, you're not with the guys. Like when she was with the legado, yes, madrina is fake because she's like the show the lady of the north, the south, or whatever. Yeah, but it's just like now. But now it's just she's by herself. I feel like now you have the opportunity to not rebrand yourself, but I feel like
Roman Reigns nearly a year and a half until he stopped wearing the Shield outfit.
Yeah, but I feel like La Madre, it's just
It takes a while, guys. It doesn't. It's not gonna like.
But I like that she went from she looked very like tropical in the beginning when she started.
Yeah,
then now she was with Legado and like she switched over to more like
a badass.
Then now it's let's see.
Yeah, she looked like what's the name of that movie? Colombia. Is it
Colombiana?
Colombiana.
Yeah.
It's like that type of vibe. Like she became like more of an assassin. Which, like I said, she seems like the proper opponent to go against Mandy while they're trying to figure out who's going to be like the next person after.
Yeah, because Alba Fire should have gotten it, but they're not pushing.
And if Indy doesn't get the push, then I'm not sure what they're really going to do with them. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you bring people towards like from the main roster to NXT, which you can still do. But Nikki got a rebrand again. It's different.
Nikki Cross?
Yeah.
The crazy lunatic type of vibe.
So I feel like it's now. It's different.
It's different. To me it still seems like
because she went headhunting, so she literally went against like Bailey and Bianca Belair. So she's still trying to be in the top.
She's trying to be relevant, and I think she is relevant. I think she just shouldn't. She should just trust her writing and believe that the push is there.
Yeah.
You know, yes, almost a superhero has already passed.
Because the superhero one at the end, she looked like the guy from Incredible Syndrome. Mm-hmm. That's what she's trying to be. I don't know if she's trying to be like Syndrome, but like it didn't work well for Syndrome at the end. So she got the hint.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I'm trying to find the New Japan.
The letter. So basically, I think overall they want, I think Crown Jewel and the New Japan event that's happening at the same time. Mm-hmm. So New Japan saying if I think Carl Anderson has the open weight champion. Is it open weight? Never. Yeah, open weight.
No.
Yeah, I think it's open weight championship. So he has a match against Haiku. Then if he goes to Crown Jewel, they want him to forfeit the thing. But they just didn't book it. He was like, you should have booked it through my guy. And they didn't do it. I'm like, do you think he should forfeit the bell or?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Like right now, Japan, all you have to do is continue playing along with Carl Anderson because right now he's getting people to talk about y'all, which is like, I think that's the most important thing. They do have a pay-per-view coming up where I saw... what's her name again? Kylie Ray, after her celebrating 1 year of being sober.
And she almost retired. She pulled out Tom Brady.
She is going to New Japan to be in, I think it's like a 4-way match or a tag team match in New Japan Wrestling. I was trying to find the information. I thought I retweeted on my Twitter account, but it's not there. But I'm really excited for her that she's going back in the ring, and it's with New Japan, and I think that's like more of her vibe compared to the other American.
Because she was NWA for a little bit. Same thing with it wouldn't be too bad for AEW for her at the moment. Wait,
no.
But I feel like right
now AEW, there's a lot of soberness happening, a lot of sorority about staying away from alcoholism and
any addiction. Basically.
Any addiction. Just try to be focused. If you're trying to stay focused, be clear headed. AEW is the way. Jeff Hardy, unfortunately, I'm not sure if he's going to get that second chance opportunity, but like Kylie Ray is the person that I've been rooting for her. She's very responsive too, guys. If you go to her Twitter account and you message her, whatever, she'll give a like. She'll give you a response too. Like she's a down to earth type of person, and I'm hoping the best for her. Jay White also is having a match against Homeboy, who is like the king of wrestling in New Japan.
It's not Juice Robinson. Is it Juice Robinson or was it Ospreay?
Not Ospreay. It's Homeboy, the one that people respect when he
Tanahashi,
I think that's his name. Tall dude, blonde hair.
Okay, yeah.
Very technical with his shit, and I was like, "Yo, bro, you got me." Like, I don't know your name, but like, I would never forget. So I think he also has a match with them. So New Japan's definitely doing their thing. Impact, not a lot of news in.
I feel the Impact, everybody is transitioning over, not picking sides, but either doing AEW and NWA or like going to when their contracts expire, go to WWE. That's why the Good Brothers went over because they were at Impact. So I feel a lot of people are like disbanding and moving to either Ring of Honor or AEW and stuff. So
should FTR continue their pursuit for the Impact Championship?
They lost their spark. I feel they should just, like, I know they're trying to get a championship for me, they lost their momentum.
Oh, wait a minute. This is an interesting topic.
FTR just, for me, lost their momentum.
FTR lost their spark. Yeah. Please elaborate.
They should have, like, was it All Out? Mm-hmm. They barely had I don't think they even had a match. All Out.
They were part of a 3-man, 6-man tag team match.
But it's just like, you're basically, your mission is kind of basically the belt collectors. And you haven't won nothing, like a belt, since your last one for New Japan.
Is it the booking or is it whoever's responsible?
But you could also you take it upon yourself to be like, I want to go, like, bring it up to Tony Khan. I know it's only him by himself, but it's just like you missing time. You momentum wise, it's just like they won the Ring of Honor. Like, keep it moving. They just like they won the New Japan one. Matter of fact, they won the Mexico one. Then they went to New Japan. Then they got the Ring of Honor. They just keep it moving. Like,
so to give a little more insight to what Lucita just explained, during a Dynamite match, they had a match with the Lucha Bros as the Sapitos or whatever they were, and they were able to win the AAA Tag Team Champion from the Lucha Bros. From there, Forbidden Door. That's when they were in the triple threat match against the New Japan's tag team champion, and I think it was the Hardy was supposed to be part of it, but they got replaced with some randos. And
so I think Cobb and some other guy. It was a good match.
It was, but it was not, because Dax got like hurt, and then he came in as like the pop. Yeah. He came back to the ring,
but they won that match.
They won that match, and that's how they.
Then they beat the Briscoes for the Ring of Honor.
The Briscoe, because it was all about respect, and it's like, and they had a rematch too, which was like.
Then they could have went to Impact and won the Impact one.
The Impact was built though, like,
but nothing came out of it.
But whose fault is it? Is it the booking, or is it like the people who's in charge of these?
I feel like they have enough pull to be like, we want to, like, this is our story, like, keep it moving. Because I feel like now they just lost momentum. Because basically at the end of the day would have been them going to Impact, win Impact.
Okay.
Young Bucks, during this time, Young Bucks were champions, go against Young Bucks, and then determine who's, like, all or nothing. So basically, because you basically want to make AW like more valuable the title than the other 5 together.
100%.
So basically, do AW champion, your final like boss, final match, then have the 4th. I think will be AAA, New Japan, Ring of Honor. So 4 championship in 1 against 1, and winner takes all, and have FTR like that should have been the last thing. FTR will win everything, and then do like Omega start little by little losing the title, like injury or whatever, forfeiting the stuff.
He was relinquished of the belts, but I hear you.
But like it's just so now you have the Acclaim. They could in a match they could beat the Acclaim, but I don't think AEW is gonna give them the win because Acclaim are hot.
Even if they're hot, you got to cool them down somehow.
Yeah, but I feel they might win again. The same thing because of Billy Gunn. Like he's their X factor basically. That's the same way that they beat Keith and the other guy. I feel like that could be a way for them to win against FTR, because move by move FTR is way better. They're basically the best wrestling tag team.
Yeah, but FTR is not stupid either. They'll probably have a third man just in case if Billy Gunn interfere, or let's say Billy Gunn does interfere, they'll have an equalizer to like get them that win.
But it's just they're not. It's just they just lost momentum.
I really want to know what happened, because
they lost momentum.
Did have that momentum. They did have that push.
They also called out Tony Khan when they were wrestling. I think it was an indie match and stuff about like we want to get booked. They just don't get booked. That's so. Speak up. Like it's
okay, but Dak is injury prone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Wheeler cannot do everything on his own. He cannot do what WWE did for like was it WrestleMania during the pandemic when it was a part 1 and one of the Uso defended the title, and then on the second part the other Uso lost the title to the New Day, which was Big E, and I forgot who was the third opponent, because they're
not doing like it's. I know it's like you don't have to end. It's a 52-week show and everything, but it's just like when you're fire, keep brawling with that. You don't like you're wasting time.
They are wasting time.
Like,
so what I'm experiencing from your frustration is, because you sound like very frustrated, is that because of bad booking or timing is the reason why FTR is not as hot.
Because think about it, me and Frank went to the Ring of Honor thing, and we saw that match. Yeah. So from that time till now,
how long ago was that?
I don't know, 2-3 months.
Okay.
They haven't done. They've wrestled, but they haven't done nothing
against Jay Lethal.
Yeah, and but they haven't done nothing. Like for like defending the title, like I know
who fault is it? Is
like I know they
or is the person?
I know they defended Ring of Honor. I think against the Brian Cage's group, which they defended, but they weren't gonna take it. I knew they weren't gonna take it, and it's just like put good real contenders or another match or something. I don't know. Like you have a tag team there ready to go, and you're not utilizing your assets. That's also a Tony Khan issue.
I think that's the answer, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the fault of the wrestlers, because the wrestlers definitely want to be part. I assume Jon Moxley, even though he did sign a contract that he can't go anywhere else but AEW, man, he in his heart he definitely still want to go to GCW and
but that's gonna be part of WWE eventually.
But that's cool. That's cool,
which is good for them.
Yeah, good for them. But my point is, like, you know what I'm saying? If the person who's the owner of a brand is not willing to put the pieces out there, make the story more relevant out there for the people to watch, then you're gonna get this type of reaction. Like, to me, like what you're feeling is the same way how I felt about Roman Reigns still being champion for this long.
I think for Roman Reigns, they're trying to erase everybody from history. So everybody from like CM Punk, like everybody who had like a benchmark, just.
But the thing is, like, your frustration is similar to that 1 year mark in like it was a year after WrestleMania when we find out that it was not going to be in Hollywood, but it's going to be in Texas and shit. And I was like, bro, what? That reaction, like I just had a deja vu. I was like, yeah, bro, that's the same way how I felt about Roman Reigns. By now, he should have gave up that belt, but
there's nobody left for him. Cody was supposed to be the one. Yeah.
Same thing with FTR. There's no one left. Young Bucks, apparently, they did, the Elite did a Thanos type of promo, which it's interesting, but my curiosity is like, A, are they leaving the business, or B,
resetting the business,
or
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? No, I actually, if we really think about it, right? If we really think about it, in the Marvel universe, when Thanos snapped his finger, how many years has passed? Like 5 years.
Yes, and also
since the blimp.
Also,
and when they came back, the people that came back from the snap are still that age that they disappear, and everybody has grown.
But also,
so the question is like, is
half the people left? So is half the people from AEW getting fired or leaving or whatever?
You
know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what happened. Like half the people.
If the blimp is happening, right? And let's say half people leave, right? Like half of the people that are on your shirt right now, gone. And you're only working with the other half. And then a blimp happened and the reset comes back. Are they coming back in as like presidents and shit like that? Are they coming like, because they're not getting younger.
Yeah.
The people that came back in the Marvel universe, they came back as the same position, age, life point, that they were like, oh shoot, I'm in the hospital. I don't have cancer. What happened, Mom? You know what I'm saying? People reacted in a weird way. So to me, like that video package, like in my head, just went down like this deep rabbit hole. Be like, are they saying that they're slowly rebranding AEW? Is it now no longer going to be Elite? It's going to be like.
I think they could be the rebirth of Ring of Honor.
Another word for Elite? Let's start with the letter E.
I think I'm not saying AEW is gonna be gone, but if I would rebrand it as Ring of Honor, because they've been pushing Ring of Honor stuff on the shows, so I feel like Ring of Honor could not take over, but it could be the rebranding that they needed.
Are they going to be elected? Are there going to be establishments?
No.
Like these are words that are synonym to the word elite. Are there going to be highly society? Yo, these are terrible. Like,
I think honestly, I'm not saying dropping AW, but like
all entertainment wrestling. Bro,
but if it's like that, it has to be ran by Chris Jericho and JAS. If it's all entertainment wrestling,
is it?
Which is at the moment it is, because the Ring of Honor champions are running AEW.
It looks like they're running AEW, but
I know that match yesterday, the Moxley one, he should have lost it. The ref messed it up.
Yeah.
That was 3. He did not. He literally like went like this, waiting for Moxley.
Aubrey did the same thing on that match.
But you would have imagined Cero Miedo and like AEW champion by a mistake. Would have been great.
Would that satisfy you?
Yeah, that would have been great.
Cero Miedo, after retiring, one of the longest wrestlers momentum in,
and he would have been the
AAA.
next. Death Triangle being the second person to have double champions.
But it's the heavyweight champion though.
No. But the All Elite, the All Atlantic one, it's heavyweight. That's their
Sure it is.
So that's
we know it ain't. Let's talk about a few more things before we go. Logan Paul, nicknamed the Tribal Thief. He's going to go. He had an interview with his brother in his podcast with Jake Paul, and they were complimenting each other how Jake Paul is taking boxing seriously, and Jake, compliment his brother, be like, I'm really impressed on how well you're doing. I might even be going with you to Crown Jewels to see this match.
But isn't it next week? This weekend? The Saturday's next week.
I don't know.
I thought his fight, the boxing, one of the polls will be a winner at the end of the day.
Yeah, Jake Paul is beating Anderson.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell that you're dancing, doing a dancing promo with your opponent. Like, everything like Anderson seems to be gonna get knocked out. There's no way that.
But I like the build up that they did on Friday. That Jay or Jimmy got knocked out.
No, Jay,
he got knocked out, but that's what you got. But I like that they building up Logan Paul.
So his match is October 29th.
Okay.
Which is
this weekend.
This upcoming. Well, for those who are watching this, it's already passed.
And Crown Jewels this weekend too, or next week, next Saturday.
Crown Jewels. I think
4th?
I thought that was in November 5th.
Okay, so the week after, yeah.
He said he's willing to fly down to see his brother have this championship match with Logan because
he's used to seeing his brother lose, so it's okay.
That's a fact because he lost to
everybody.
He lost to
everybody.
K51 is if KS1. I think that's it. Oh, KSI. He lost to him in boxing. He lost to Mayweather, which again, I'm just surprised.
But he survived. I will give him props. He made it.
I'm just surprised that he ain't got a match with me, and now he has a match with Roman Reigns. Yeah. And he's also gonna have a freaking UFC fight with freaking Isaiah or what's the Miami boy?
Masvidal?
Yeah. What's going on with
well, I will say in wrestling, in WWE, he's 2-0.
He is.
Well, he changed. I don't know. I don't think I feel like he'll be close, but he cannot win the title. Roman has to basically make him look good. And he will show, as a celebrity, he's gonna do well for celebrity, but he got no chance against Roman.
You really think so?
Yeah, he's out of all the celebrities that they brought recently.
Oh, Logan. His name is Logan. Sorry.
He's done the best, the most athletic one. He's taken wrestling seriously. It's just he's not in God level.
Do you believe that Logan is making a resurrection in his career with everything he's been through?
I think he's doing the best out of it. I feel like he's doing everything that he wanted to do, and he's doing it well. In business, and he's basically, he calls out a shot, win, lose, or draw. He's there.
So for those who don't remember, Logan Paul did a blog series where he visited Japan, Mount Fuji, and there was a point of the trip where they found body of the deceased around that area, and he started to make jokes about it. And because if he made that jokes about it, he slowly started to lose.
He was a villain for a while.
He became a villain for so long. I believe in 2020 or 2021.
Okay.
He started to have a downfall. He even lost, he has done 3 videos with The Rock, which were pretty dope. And The Rock had asked that all type of imagery or video associated with him be deleted. And because he started to have that match with KSI, and then Mayweather, then he started to be more relevant again. Do you think he does he really have that second chance type of story, the underdog story, or
he's in comparison to his brother, he's the one that everybody liked. In comparison to his brother, his brother was been the bad guy.
Well, the person that his brother married to is just the most toxic person I ever seen in my life. So yes,
but he's. I feel like everybody makes a mistake, and he's done with the opportunities that he's gotten the best out of it. And I feel like WWE's, it's beneficial for both.
Okay,
because he got the prime thing, the prime drinks. He's showed it on TV. He's they're mutually helping each other. But I feel like he's committed enough as a celebrity that he's shown stuff in the ring that yes, he's for real. And it's good because it brings his crowd to WWE and WWE to his crowd, and they go help each other, especially for the podcast, and they bring they want a younger crowd for WWE. So
Gabriel Iglesias, Shaq, Roman, Triple H, KSI. So far, the list has been going on and on. The man has been rising up as a phoenix in a sense for his career, which to me is I'm I'm happy for him, but not everybody gets that type of second chance. You know, currently we know of a particular artist / entrepreneur who's,
but I think there's a
who's
plan
going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, but I think it's not. I don't know if it's planned or not, but I feel like that's not, for him. It was the only way to get out of that situation, contractual situation. Because there was no other way for him to get out of that contract for Kanye situation.
Okay, I mean, there's other ways to ask to terminate your contract. There's other ways to doing so.
But the same thing for wrestling. Andrade doing his thing. I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but he got sent home because he got into a physical altercation. So potentially he's, there's ways to deal with it. So for wrestling, you just, do things in the back to, to get you sent home.
I see your comparison. I'm still not giving Kanye a pass because this is not the first time he done something similar like this. That's Andrade. He's never been different to a wrestler. He so far has not been properly booked. Yeah. In this business, in this brand, I should say.
But is that his fault or Tony Khan?
Tony Khan, 100%.
So
Tony Khan, 1,000%. As soon as Andrade was let go of WWE, and he decided to join your brand, knowing that he is so far, he's engaged, dating a Flair. He is one of the top wrestler in his country, respected in the AAA. You know what I'm saying? Respected in the world. Yes, he did not have the ideal booking in WWE, but he was definitely respected in NXT though. Yeah. He did not left like he didn't get the WWE championship, but he definitely had some title reign.
Yeah, he got the US. Yeah.
He goes to AEW in 2020, 2021?
He hasn't won anything.
Has not won a single thing. Took over the Hardy Association business. Yeah. Took all of that. Try to make it work as a businessman, which I thought at that time was a great move. But then they never pushed them to get the TNT championship or a freaking match.
Yeah, well, at least AEW or even tag team. Anything.
Or even tag team. His partner would have been an ideal representation. It would have been.
I think even him. I think they did a trios match. So even him, Dragon Lee, and the other, nothing.
So different to Ye. Andrade, to me, in my eye, definitely whatever he's doing, it has to be done because you are in a business that did not give you the proper support. Ye. Even though he first of all, let's be clear about one thing about Ye. Ye did mention that he has mental illness. So I don't know if he is saying this with his medication or without his medication. I don't know. Okay. However, Ye still was making money out of those contracts. Yeah. His clothes were still selling at the price that they were. Like you heard Homegirl earlier. I paid $300 and change for these. I'm rocking these until they rock. Yeah. I understand that, but doesn't mean Ye got his pocket is fine. Andrade though, even though he got paid, he didn't get the proper push. Yeah. You see, that's the difference between the two in my eyes. Andrade showed up to work, did what he has to do, took whatever idea you gave to him, but you never gave the trigger. Ye, on the other hand, did whatever he wanted to do. Bro, his sweater had holes, stains, and people still bought that shit. I just
that's crazy.
That right there is
and
just
three sizes too big. But
that's the difference between the two.
But I will say, for
and those who are watching this part of the video, if you agree or have a different perspective to this type of conversation, please write down in the comment below. But continue.
But I will say the Andrade thing, that's the only way for him to get out. So not make chaos or whatever, but be resentful or not a happy employee. Either ask to be out or take a break.
He was denied. Yeah. Remember?
So then I was like, all right, I'm gonna make havoc now.
That's all he could do. And again, I am not mad that he's taking this route. I am a little bit upset that he took a chance in this business that was like a year or 2 years in, and you have one of a hot talent that could have done good for you guys, and you just let him.
It would have been easier booking. Literally, just put him against Aleister Black, and listen, let him go, because they've had the history. Just let them feud for a bit, and until you find somebody else, like they just didn't know how to do anything. But I wish we would have had a new AEW champion like that. Cero Miedo as champion would have been. That ref messed up. He did it twice, and Moxley was left with a smirk. I don't not knowing that the ref messed up or something, but like it, yeah.
And what the firm did, I think it was a way of saying, like, yo, like, this is the repercussion of, like, the fuckery of AEW. Like, if they're letting you slide with these when we're going to be trying to be, like, the reinforcers of it, like, nah, bro, you can't let that. That cannot happen in future events. You either lose the belt or you, like...
And add into that, to these matches, I think it was for tomorrow, Friday, or next week.
Moxley is going to be taking over for Yuta.
For Menard. And I'm like, he doesn't even deserve a chance. It's a qualifying match.
For Yuta, yeah.
Why?
Because they're in the same brand.
It's a singles match.
It's a single match.
For the heavyweight, it's a qualifying for the heavyweight championship.
Which heavyweight?
The AEW one.
And if Yuta...
It's Moxley.
So if Moxley when Yuta face him?
No, it's Menard. So it was supposed to be Yuta and Castiglione versus Cool Daddy, whatever. Basically 2.0.
Yeah.
So Yuta can do it because he has he double booked for New Japan.
Yep.
So they scrapped that match, and now it's going to be a singles match. Moxley and Menard for qualifying. So if Menard wins the match, then he gets an opportunity for the AEW.
Let's say if he wins, he see Moxley again.
Yeah.
Not Yuta. If Moxley wins, Yuta gets nothing.
Nothing.
Bro,
and it's just like you have other people in the roster. Why
the
are
title
you doing this?
of this episode is "Who fault is it? Is it the booking or is it the person in charge?" It's one of these two mofo, because honestly, I don't understand how we're losing this type of momentum with great stars, really, really great stars. Like
it's so bad. I'm like, why
are you flabbergasted though?
It's
are
so
you
bad.
surprised that this
Moxley, not for nothing, but like I know I've complained that the championship hasn't been on TV too often for like the TNT and stuff, but like Moxley shouldn't have to be on TV.
Moxley should have been on vacation,
but he shouldn't be on TV
months ago,
competing for that championship on a weekly basis.
But
now you have Orange Cassidy. I know he's having a match too, but have Orange Cassidy. You have Hook. You have TNT, like all the Ring of Honor. Why Samoa Joe hasn't had a match? Throw Samoa Joe and throw him a bone. Anything. The Acclaim,
Samoa
like
Joe is old, man. He really.
But like, there's nothing like, and you're recycling the same people over and over and over.
Can we agree one of his greatest match was that triple threat match between Kurt Angle, him, and Christopher Daniel
for an Impact?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
He had good matches with AJ Styles too.
Of course,
but it was just that Jericho,
that's one of his greatest.
Jericho don't have to be on TV every day.
No, he doesn't.
Like, which is fine. That's the only thing that you have now. Cool, but like, give me something else. Like, even Roman, he's on TV every day, but he's not wrestling, competing every day, every match, or every Tuesday, every Monday or Friday.
That is a really good point.
Like,
Roman does not wrestle every week.
Oh, at all. But
Seth Rollins doesn't wrestle every Monday. He took
at least book a story or something, or like I would have put Menard against Castiglione
again.
Boom.
Who
like
is it the booking or is it the owner? Like, when I'm saying booking, I'm talking about like the writers, the people involved in the storyline, staying healthy, being relevant, being active. I'm talking like that's what I meant by booking versus the owner of saying, yes, you should wrestle. No, we're gonna put you on the sideline. Yes, we're gonna continue pushing this in people's face. Like, those are two separate things. People keep that in mind.
Like, it's just at least give him a break, at least a week or something. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, there should be like, first of all, why they have ranking? You're not using them. You're not like, there's other people in the roster. Throw somebody else in.
Do you think Do you think they get 1 million views if Moxley?
They're
Jericho,
not gonna get 1 million views with Jericho without Jericho. They have not gotten 1 million views in a while.
Let me finish, bro. You already attacking Jericho like it's his fault. Like,
no, it's not Jericho's fault. But they haven't, unless they're debuting somebody crazy, like historical, amazing, or when Dana Bryan came back, Castiglione, or even Moxley, or like that's only once they get a spike. But after that, it settles back down, and there's nobody in the open market that's I'm waiting for to a free agent.
So resuming to my question, there's no Kenny, there's no Young Bucks. Are they still making 1 million views?
No.
Or close to 1 million views? Okay. So if we lose Jericho, we lose Moxley, we lose.
Let's say throw Punk and
no Punk.
No, but I'm saying, but I'm saying he's out of the mix.
No. I'm talking about active roster. Okay. So Moxley, Jericho. I'm gonna put in Bryan Danielson. I'm gonna throw in. You know what? The whole BCC club itself in general, like all those members, boom, Jericho. Let the Jericho Society do what they appreciation do what they have to do. Who else?
I feel like the only one that will keep out of everybody in the roster that would keep the ratings at par will be MJF.
Take away MJF as well.
They have nobody. They'll be NWA. I would say the only one that could help that out, if you take, let's say all those people, let's say
those 7 individuals.
Let's say those people, they got stuck at the airport and they can make it to the show.
Yeah.
The only way that AEW could do this, take a page of what happened at Crown Jewel, do your NXT people. So bring the Acclaim. Boom. You have Hook right there. You have, what's his name? Orange Cassidy.
Do they help get to 1 million views?
No, but they'll keep you at par. They haven't.
So when we're saying par, we're saying
at the current rating. No, at the current rating, so they'll have like 7 or 800,000
on a Wednesday night or Friday night.
On a Wednesday night. Friday night, that's literally their B show. I feel they probably get more views on the YouTube than they would do.
It's not intentionally, and it's no disrespect to the women division. But there hasn't been that, Saraya, Renee, I love them. You know what I'm saying? Jade, Nyla, Beef is interesting, but not that interesting. Tony Storm, interim champion, is not.
It's okay.
I didn't, include them in the disappearing because they haven't been that crazy number. So please don't take no disrespect to any of them. It's just like the vibe is not there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're not like the most talkative individuals for a long time. That women division has not been a great talk. But going back to you, I agree with the Acclaim. I agree with the Hook. I agree that the firm could help it keep a par. Yeah. I agree that
even Lucha Bros, they could keep it alive.
I didn't even eliminate them. Lucha Bros having a match.
Any match that Pentagon has, he's the spark. Because when we saw him in the trios, we saw him run by the elimination match, I think it was All Out. We was like, okay. Then when he came back and when he came in, it was just like it liven up everything.
He has energy, but Pentagon Jr. is still like he's the wildfire. Yeah. I just love that dude.
But like they could do, it's just they just need to develop people. Either book them better or develop you have people on the sidelines waiting. Because I know the blondes now that they're
blonde varsity.
They're blondes. They're in the mix. They're okay. Mm-hmm. You have, I know it's a comedy, but Danhausen is basically the R-Truth of AEW. But you have Danhausen, so he could be entertaining.
Well, he's with the best friend associated with.
And you also you have the best friends too. So it's like just keep booking people. Like you don't need your AEW champion on a weekly basis to be wrestling.
When Moxley was first champion, and this is part of our closing, he did a lot of promos. He worked with Kingston. He worked with a lot of people and didn't have to do a lot of talking, a lot of performance. He just had to show a face. As long as he showed a face, we as wrestling fans was satisfied. I think that has to be
Yeah. The only thing will be difficult to people in the crowd. Because if you pay a ticket, right, and you don't see the people that you've made disappear, I wouldn't want to go to a live show.
I would.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like
if you tell me the Acclaim and the Lucha Bros are gonna have a match,
if that's your main event and you're not seeing,
how much are the tickets again?
Depending on what we say between, let's say 100 to 200.
They go between $45 to $600.
Yeah.
Depend, like you said, depending where you're seated, is between $30 to $600. I'll still pay my money if I was told that first of all, my dream match for the TNT Championship was happening. I would pay a ticket for. No. The Acclaim versus the Lucha Bro was happening because, you said the Acclaim is hot. Lucha Bro is magical. I would pay ticket to see that. I would pay to see Saraya if she be like, yo, I'm going to finally have a match. I'll pay to watch that. I'll pay to see Keith Lee turning on Swerve if they came to Worcester or Boston again and they were going to do the turn, I'll pay to see that. So there are stories that I'm willing to watch, but I agree with you. Yes, it will be a disrespect to most fans if you don't see
at least the people that paid for it. Like TV, it's like you throw whatever, but it's like.
But what if you see them in Rampage? Because you know how, like, for those who had never seen it or been to an AEW show, like they do all of the recording except for Elevation. I think it is.
I think they probably do it before or like a different location.
Like they do Dark, they do Rampage, and they also do Dynamite all in one show. So you get 6 to 8 hours of wrestling thrown in your face. So if they tell me that Moxley is going to be in Rampage, you know what I'm saying? Why not? I won't pay ticket to see Tony Khan though. I don't want to see him show up on during the breaks. Yeah. No.
After you don't need a hype man if you have a good show booked.
I would pay to see Renee. Yeah. I would love to see a Renee interview in person. I would love to see that. But everything else, I'll put it aside. I'll be like, that disrespect. Final thoughts before we close.
No, I think we kind of reinforce, is it booking or is it this wrestler? And it's Tony Khan.
The owner.
Yeah, it's booking or the owner. That's like final thoughts. It's booking. That's WWE just doing it correctly. They're booking correctly and they're hot. So the AEW needs to get their shit together. If not,
Truth really went to Raw and then went to NXT. And he's had a match with The Miz and then went to NXT to pop Wes Lee.
And he's gonna have a match with the other guy.
The British dude.
Next week.
He's Australian, he's British.
We're like, hey mate. So I like that they bring, especially I like that they incorporating both three brands.
As they should. But okay. So like you said, is it the booking or is
the owner?
Or is it the order? We'll find out what's going to happen, hopefully, in our next episode of the Providence Lucha Talk. Please be sure to follow us on all of our social media, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, and the YouTube, Providence Lucha Talk, as well as your favorite podcast app. Please be sure to give us a thumbs up, 5-star rating, leave a comment, and help us out to understand what you guys been enjoying through our show. Give a round of applause to Lucito, doing a great job with the videos clip promotion on our social media. You know, if you can't digest everything, at least we're giving you bits and pieces.
I even put the link. I was like, I gave you the little pieces and the full clip. It's audio on all audio and also on
we're
YouTube.
Gonna do our best. We're gonna do our best to spread them more so that way you guys could digest it on a daily basis and not all at once. So with that being said, Lucito, thank you again for your hard work. We appreciate you. Hopefully you guys like the new design.
Now we got a set design over here.
We're gonna figure out more lighting for you guys so it could be more interesting. Till then, I'm Jay Aguila.
This is Lucito.
And we say buenas noches, good night, and peace.
See you.